All right, here we go. Why would you want to watch the game? That doesn't make any sense. You just want to hear it and feel it deep inside. So we're gonna grab Cherry Bomb. We're gonna not die right there, because that's just not what I'm about. The one nice thing about Toasty with Cherry Bomb is that your luck is so high that you basically permanently get explosions, even at lower levels. But I just think we just need one weapon that can actually kill things. Everyone close your eyes. I am now moving to the left. It's like the Cone of Shame run. Where's the cone? I should do those again. We should do Cone of Shame runs again. I think I could do it with more characters now. But I also think it's probably easier to do now than it was before. Because Arcanas are a thing. I did it pre-Arcanas. I think, or maybe I didn't. Did I do it? I think I was doing it right when the Arcanas came out. Have I tried Soulstone? I'll try it after. Yeah. Why don't we after we do this challenge, let's go try it. I'm down. I tried Chess Survivor. That was very mediocre. Mostly because there's only 7 minutes of it. I think in general, actually, the concept is really interesting. But you only got to play for 7 minutes. How do you get Cherry Bomb? You get Cherry Bomb by buying it from the vendor. And we're not going to go crazy. We're not going to get, like, 6 weapons. We're just going to get the one. Because I think it'll be valuable. Are we having a mass release of Survivor games? Basically, yeah. I think a lot of people realize that Survivor games are not that hard to code. And so now a lot of people are making them because they're an easy thing to kind of like practice coding. But one thing I was just remembering is that even when Vampire Survivors came out, it still had more content than a lot of these games do. Some of them look better, some of them have a little bit better mechanics, but none of them come anywhere close to the amount of variety and content that Vampire Survivors has. And some of them don't even come close to what Vampire Survivors had, again, on release. On release, man. Some games only have one map. Some games only have like a handful of weapons. Like this actually had secret characters already. It had 2 maps. It had like a whole bunch of items. Like it was already kind of good. And then like just pumping out update after update after update. Like it's just crazy. Okay, there's our buddy. How many? We still have one more tome to grab. Let's grab the last tome. And I think we can go Silent Old Sanctuary. I don't think we go Awake. We shouldn't need Awake with Cherry Bombs. The cooldown will be extremely low with Silent Old Sanctuary. Plus we'll get the area and duration from the ring. The low... Oops, excuse me. The low cooldown. Yeah, this should be much, 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 much stronger. That's true. Auto chess also got updated a ton. That's right. Man, poor auto chess. The problem is that there just was, apart from like teamfight tactics, none of them lasted because they just weren't. There was just too many, and the split of when the team that made auto chess decided to not work with Valve, I think that really kind of did it in. Because I don't think the mobile version was that great. It looked like a mobile game. And yeah, Underlords was pretty good. But I will say the Underlords were the worst part of Underlords. Like, I thought the game was actually better before they released the Underlords. They just weren't that great, but you still had to like make your whole build around them. Yeah, only Teamfight Tactics survived. Because Teamfight Tactics didn't rely on something silly like Underlords. Yeah, I played a lot of Underlords when it first came out. I was a big Underlords guy. Big. That's like the irony, is that the Underlords were like the most underwhelming part of Underlords. I mean, auto pets is still a thing, and auto pets is great, but I do miss OG Underlords for sure. We have not leveled our cookie at all. I would love to be able to level the cookie. That would be great. Yeah, but that's kind of Valve, right? Like, I didn't play Artifact, but my understanding is basically the same thing happened with Artifact. Like, it came out, and they supported it for like a couple months, and then like as it didn't get traction, rather than fixing it, they just let it die. That seems to be the Valve strategy, which I personally don't understand. But if that's the way they're gonna, you know, run their company, they can do it that way. I mean, Valve really hasn't been putting out bangers of games in a long time. They put out Half-Life Alyx, but only like 10 people could play it. So it didn't really do a whole lot. I still want to get a Quest so that I can play better. I have the PSVR, but I can't play a lot of games. Oh, there's a chest. We still have not leveled the, I think we leveled it one time, the cookie. Yeah, we're just not going to level the cookie. Why would we level the cookie? Doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's fine. I mean, we survived basically pretty well to 21 minutes when we didn't have the cookies, so having them is only going to make things better for us. And then we'll get, I think we still get the explosions. Or we get double bird. I can see both being interesting. The Gemini or I can't remember what the other one's called. Hey, another level to the cookies. Nice. Yeah, it turns out that the problem is not Toasty. The problem is the damn pigeon. It's just really bad. And Game Killer isn't enough to sustain late game. Okay. Cool. Another chest. Is that the end of it? No, there's one more. And then we're guaranteed to get cookies from then on out. That'll be nice. I dream of cookies. Game Killer is actually pretty good for gold. I was just thinking about that because the chests are guaranteed to be triple chests or mega chests. Yeah, but that's what we needed. We needed the pushback. Okay, the mega chest is going to give us a lot of cookie value. But the cookies also have double damage and the cooldown's really low. It's going to be a lot better than one might think. When you have 85, no, not 85, 70%? 75% cooldown? I can't remember. Toasty starts with negative cooldown. 67% cooldown. When you have 67% cooldown... Oh, it's 67 instead of 75 because we have two weapons. That makes sense. We have a plus 100% damage, and we've got 67% cooldown. Still fair. Still really strong. Like, we're still constantly throwing out cookies. I think it's going to be very strong once we get there. And then again, it's a question of Gemini or the other one, the explosion one. I think it's just for pushing things back. Like, that's what we need it for. And if we have to cower in an alcove, then so be it. I'm not against cowering in an alcove. If I need to. The best thing is, like, the cookies are all the time firing, but there's no downtime. That's the biggest problem with the bird, is you have this huge downtime, but the cookies make up for that. They fill in the downtime with extra damage. What would you think about Limit Breaker working with chests? I think it's fine. If you've turned on Limit Break, like, I don't know why. It would make Game Breaker runs a lot easier. You probably could do bird, solo bird with Toasty if you had, if Limit Break could work with chests. I don't know though. I don't have strong feelings. I think Limit Break is fun, but it just makes everything broken. It's not really like, it's not like interesting in terms of gameplay, apart from just like everything being incredibly strong. I much prefer these kind of challenge runs, like the game killer runs. I think every single character, I mean, if we can do this with Toasty, even with, you know, cherry bombs, I'm pretty sure every single character could do a game killer run. Maybe not Christine. Christine could be tough, although later on she would get the moon, and the moon maybe would work because you'd be constantly pulling things in. I don't know. You're playing with non-stop with Limit Break. It seems too much overkill and you went back to normal. Yeah, that's kind of my feeling. It's like, it's cool, but this is the problem, is I feel like all the updates have more or less just made you more powerful. And I think that it would be nice if there were more modifiers to make enemies more powerful in an interesting way other than just more health and faster. Like, what if they had a modifier that made every enemy shoot projectiles? Like, that would be interesting. Sure, you could just counter it with garlic, but it would still be interesting. Or what if they made it so that every enemy, when it died, spawned 2 smaller enemies? Like, that could be cool. Like, I want like difficulty modifiers, not just make the game easier modifiers. Let's just go with Gemini. Let the birds have their say. Let the birds do their thing. Double birds is not bad, and I don't think we need the explosions when we have Cherry Bomb. They accomplish basically the same purpose. And Arcana that buffs enemies. No, I think you just have similar to Hyper Mode, you have a whole bunch of like enemy modifiers. Gotta get that gold. We spent some in order to get this cherry bomb, so gotta make up for it. I think we're good, honestly. Like, the witches have not seemed to be a problem. We're not nearly as living on the edge as the last run. Now, we'll have to see how things get when we get to the Medusas. But as I said, we can also just huddle up if we need to and allow the cherry bombs to kind of, like, protect us. But in general, like, we're staying pretty safe just because everything gets knocked back so far. And then when we finally do get the birds to hit, like, they crush. They do a lot of damage. Nice. If you get levels on Limit Breaker on unevolved weapon, does it carry you when you evolve it? I don't know. I'm not certain. I don't know if the stats reset when a weapon evolves or if they stay. Like, even here, like, this was a scary spot for us before, and it's still, like, a little bit nerve-wracking, but, like, the cherry bombs are keeping us safe. Because the knockback is just so big on the explosions, and they always explode. I mean, they would more or less always explode anyway, but they always explode when you have this much luck. It does not. That's kind of what I figured. And I think that's fair. I think that makes sense. Because it's a different weapon. Okay. Definitely interesting right now. We'll have to see if when we get to the 27 minute, like, this is fine, but 27 minute is where things get really, really dicey. because the small Medusa heads start pushing in the big Medusas. And the question is, can we knock back enough? And I don't have an answer. Okay, I think we're going to... I think I'm going to try to get to the alcove so that we can kind of concentrate our cherry bombs into a confined space. Give ourselves a little bit extra protection. There we go. There we go. That's what we needed. Yeah, it's looking like it's working. The cherry bombs are doing their job, keeping everybody out of the space. Yeah, I think Rona's, she's lurking. I think she's on the stream, but she's, chilling. Getting them. All right, I think we did it. I think this is enough. Oh, she's not online. Ah, okay. Oh, that's fine. If she needs a break, let her have a break. No, she doesn't. You know what's funny is she was asking me to take a break, and now I'm wondering if she was asking me to take a break so that she could take a break. You're streaming too much. Okay, well, I think we did it. Final wave, super easy. Game killer just crushes final waves. Does too much damage. I don't know why. For some reason, Game Killer does more damage on the final wave, but it always does. Is it Rona like Beetlejuice? If you say her name, she just appears. There you go. Yeah, so you just literally need any other weapon. Any other weapon and you win. That's what we learned.